What's up, Supreme Team, and welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to bring y'all the latest in news and reality TV tea. Happy Easter, by the way. But we are here to talk about Kenya Moore and Brit of RHOA, okay? Last night, Kenya Moore dropped her confessional, which is basically her side of what happened at her salon the night that she pulled out those poster boards of Brit explicit pics. She also had poster board of before and after pictures of Brit's surgery and a poster board calling Brit a insurance fraud hoe. Okay, there were several poster boards, but she talked about that. She took full ownership of it and said, listen, this is how my brain works. Okay, where I'm from, you do some mess like this to me, this is the next step. Okay, so we'll talk about all of that and how one of Brit's castmates have confirmed that they've actually seen Brit with a POW-POW, and how those explicit videos that Brit said she scrubbed clean off the internet was still available for anybody's eyes who wanted to watch at the beginning of April. I have proof of all of those things, so stick around for everything, okay? Y'all do know that all opinions are alleged, but I'm gonna back it up. Make sure you become a subscriber, hit the like button, share the video, all the things. And you guys, if you saw that video last night, tell me if that makes you more Team Twirl, Team Kenya, or if you are more Team Brit, okay? If you watch Kenya's confessional and you're like, there's something kind of off, I'm gonna lean more toward Team Brit. Put that in the comment. Otherwise, if you think Kenya's video sealed the deal for you, put Team Twirl. Okay. That was one of many videos. She said there's more forthcoming. It looks like she plans to go live every week and talk about the show. She's no longer a cast member, no longer under contract, because y'all know they get a new contract every season. That's what allows them to, they can kick them off the show when they feel like it, because you get a contract. You're a contract employee. You're here for a short time always. If it happens to extend for a decade or 15 or 20 years, good for you, but they can really pull the rug from under you whenever they choose, okay? But let's get into the things that you came here for, okay? Let's start with the POW-POW. So a lot of y'all may remember this post right here. It happened last year. Think around July 2024. And it was shortly after the incident had hit social media, okay? It went viral that those pictures were out there, what happened at Kenya's event, and Brit had posted several things. One is this message right here where she said, I've never once had possession of any weapons with an S or threatened anyone ever, as in ever in her life. She said, I've never been to jail, in a fight, or even had as much as a speeding ticket. That's not in my character. I am hurt by the narrative that's being displayed, and wrong is wrong, right? So she came out and said that. She had posted the Georgia law, the codes, the statutes for Georgia law, and Revenge P. Remember this? Saying that she was being bullied. She said, #stop-bullying. Y'all can read through that if you want. Pause it to read it. She also made a post saying that she appreciates everybody who reached out to her, and that, what happened to her is low, disgusting, vile. It was done solely to hurt her, bullying her, how it was never okay. And a lot of people may have those feelings. That's cool. I totally understand. I don't personally want to be any place where pictures like that will show up. I don't want to see it. I would very much be probably anyone that was in that event walking out asking how can I remove myself? Please, I don't even want people to know I was here, right? But let's get to this. When she said that she never had a weapon or weapons, there is someone that was very close to Brit who is saying right now that's a lie, that they know she has weapons and they've actually seen her with one. Okay, let me show y'all who that is. That is her good friend Kelly Farrell. So y'all remember when they showed up on the show together, she said, listen, we have a lot in common. This is what Kelly said. We had a lot in common. I've known her for 10 years. I don't see myself never being friends with her, all the things. And she was asked by Bro Chat. Kelly was interviewed by Bro Chat. Some of y'all may remember or saw them. Mitch Kimbrough is I think he leads that channel, but it is a panel of young men doing their thing over there, talking about reality TV and hot topics. And yeah, check out what they had to ask and what was responded to when it came to Kelly, because they interviewed Kelly. Check this out.
Did you know her to be someone who would carry a weapon or a whip or anything like that?
Have I seen a weapon in her possession before? Yes.
Did you catch it? Kelly actually said she's seen a weapon in her possession before. Listen again.
Have I seen a weapon in her possession before? Yes.
So why is that significant? Probably people are saying, what's the big deal? She didn't have one on the set. Well, it's significant because if she's telling that story to us, if Kelly is saying to the fan base, to people who have to trust what they're watching on TV, right? That I've never had one, wouldn't hurt a fly, never been to jail, never got as much as a speeding ticket. You can rest assured when that investigation happened, she told them the same thing. We witnessed Miss Brit Edie crying in her confessional to the point of where snot was coming out of her nose. She was incredibly emotional, incredibly upset, but all of that plays into the investigation as well. The people who investigate her are human. So they're listening to this story and they're buying into it as well. And now we have a good friend of hers saying in an interview, because nobody had ever asked her that prior to Bro Chat, shout out to y'all. Have you ever seen her with one? Kelly has been real careful to only answer the questions as asked. You got to sometimes, break the mold and say, listen, child, she's saying she didn't have one. Have you seen her with one? And she said, yes. That is a big damn deal.
Have I seen a weapon in her possession before? Yes.
Okay. So let's start there. All right. Now, the other thing that I found very interesting, on top of Kenya saying they rigged the game against me, Andy and the Bravo production team, I think they're called True Entertainment, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, is that on Sunday night on Watch What Happens Live, when Andy was asking Brit about what happened, Brit was real careful with choosing the words, I scrubbed the internet clean of any videos and photos because I made bad choices when I was younger, when I was a teenager, right? She said all of those things. Well, Miss Kenya Moore has stood firm that those videos were online when she took screenshots of them, okay? She said, I took screenshots. They were there. If y'all want to believe it, you can. But am I the only person who's not crazy in here? Okay, check this out.
Am I the only sane person in the room? Why? Because they're so egotistical, they don't think they'll be found out. Like, okay, wow. You paid to scrub the internet out of your own words. Okay. Well, they left some dust in the corner. And over there and behind it.
So she's not lying. They did leave some dust in the corner and behind there and the other place too. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So, you guys, I actually did a search today. Y'all can see I left it at the top because I wanted y'all to see when I saw it. Today at 9:42 a.m., there was an article that was written on April 8th of 2025, right? Today is April 20th, so just a few days ago, all right? And it was all about these videos, and it says RHOA's Brit is in the hot seat after leaked intimate video with Rick Ross, and Kenya Moore's suspension just made things messier. So this article was actually written after that episode aired, okay? Just to give y'all context. And then it says, woo, Atlanta is spicy right now, and not because of the peach cobbler. Atlanta, Georgia, July 12th, 2024. Brit attends a birthday celebration for Alex Good Energy at a private residence. Okay, July 12th, 2024 in Atlanta. Real Housewives Atlanta newcomer Brit is suddenly the center of one of the wildest scandals the franchise has ever seen in years. And yes, that is saying a lot. Let's rewind. Just last week, longtime peach holder Kenya Moore dropped a bombshell by sharing uncensored private photos of Brit during an intimate moment with a partner. And so did Bravo cameras. Fans and producers alike were shook, and Kenya was quickly suspended from filming for crossing what many are calling a clear boundary. The footage, which began circulating online late Friday, reportedly shows Brit engaged in an intimate moment with none other than former boyfriend, rapper Rick Ross. Yes, that Rick Ross. And then, y'all, you can see right there in the center, it has a hyperlink. It's in red. I saw this morning. This hyperlink is still active. Link to video. Warning, contains graphic. And then underneath that red hyperlink, the sentence continues. There is a second, more graphic video, but we're not comfortable posting it here. So then it says the clip appears to be old, predating her time on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That hasn't stopped the internet from doing what it does best: speculating, screenshotting, and spiraling. So I say all of that to say that even though Brit said she had the internet scrubbed of those photos and videos, as of this morning, I caught an article that was written on the 8th the 8th of April that still had a hyperlink to the videos that she allegedly scrubbed from the internet. So, yeah, when Kenya says that those videos were on the internet and they existed, they did at one point. If at this point she's still scrubbing, because it typically takes a while to get some of that stuff off the internet, that's the truth. But it is very possible that Kenya did get that information online, like she said she did, okay? She was pretty pissed at Portia Williams for saying that it came from a castmate. She said it did not come from a castmate. But check out what else Miss Kenya Moore had to say.
And you try to change the narrative to make it benefit you because of your inaction, that's rigging the game. You're rigging the game. You clearly rigged the game against me.
Okay, I played that part, but I said that at the beginning. This is what she's saying about Andy Cohen and production. She said, you guys are rigging the game to fit your narrative because you did not act when she went to production, when she went to the executive producer of the show and said, hey guys, what should I do? I am being threatened. What is this about? I don't know this woman, right? And she's right. She said, if this would have come from some of the other people who I know what they have to lose, then I might not have taken it so seriously. But this Brit is someone I've never met before in my life. I don't know her from Adam. And the way she was going off on Kenya, she said that night made her go to the network, make calls, and say what's going on. So when she said they rigged the game against her, she's referring to production and Bravo and the powers that be over there. Let's listen to what else she had to say.
So number one, that's a lie. That's a lie.
So she's saying that Portia Williams is a lie. She said Portia Williams, who recently came out and said it was someone, it was a housewife that's currently on the show that told Kenya about those videos and screenshots, where to get them, okay, or handed it to her directly. She said Portia's lying. Portia is lying. But even Kenya is supporting, or excuse me, even Portia supporting that video must have existed online first at this point. But check this out.
So number one, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. The photos were online on various sites, many sites. Any photos from any person. They came directly from a search online. The photos that were revealed are not considered revenge. I went so far as, oh my God, did I do something wrong? I don't know this lady. I don't know any of her ex-boyfriends. I don't know any of her ex-friends. I've never seen this lady before in my life. I want to make sure I didn't break any laws. So I engaged a local attorney who advised me about the federal law as well as the Georgia state law.
Okay, if you guys follow me and you've been following this story, I told y'all in my last review, Kenya's too smart to do something that dumb. I told you that she probably consulted a lawyer first, because the video or the pictures that she is saying she got or screenshotted were out of a video that Brit paid to, or was paid and signed a release for. So I said, does that make a difference? And a lot of people were saying it doesn't. But according to Georgia law, someone who knows both the state and federal law, she's saying they told her it's not considered revenge P.
I shared photos that were readily available online. I shared a publicly available photo that was accessible online. If I showed Kim Kardashian's sex tape right now, is that revenge? It's not. And then while we're talking about that, I've already said it was wrong. I should not have done it.
Okay. So what do y'all think about that? This is where, you know, we're in new territory where it comes to the law. Was it wrong? For sure. You should not have done it. But is it considered revenge P? If the photos were already out there, it is morally wrong for sure. It shows bad character, bad taste, all of those things. But could she go to jail for it? Is what the question is at this point. Could she go to jail for putting those pictures that were already publicly available, for posting them in a public way? I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I think it's a very gray area, and I think that Kenya would, I think it's a gray area for the public. I think it's a gray area for the public, but I think the law would be pretty clear that Kenya would not get in trouble for that. However, I will also say this. Last week on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen said that there is a very clear no weapons policy that everybody should have in their contract. And I also told you guys that Phaedra had a taser on the reunion stage. And I also told you that Kenya had took a POW-POW out of her closet when she was talking to her friend, and the conversation was around Phaedra. The conversation was around Phaedra. And this is what she had to say about that.
To my very best friend, Brandon DeShazer. We were having a dispute on the show with Phaedra, and I was in my closet and I brought out one of my firearms, and I'm like, oh, do I have to use this on Phaedra tonight? Giggling, ha, 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 he. Phaedra was not around, nowhere to be present. Phaedra never saw it. I never said it in any threatening way. I was not upset. You cannot compare apples to oranges. If you want to do that, this Phaedra sitting on the reunion couch with her taser ready for me count?
Okay. So again, those are blurred lines. She had one in her closet and she was laughing. She's right. She was laughing like, ha, ha, ha. Do I have to do this? You know what I'm saying? Phaedra had a taser behind her back and literally leaned up to pull it from back there because she was about to strike Kenya. She was about to strike Kenya for real, for real. She was not playing. There was no ha ha he he to it. The camera caught it. It was circulated around. I'm going to find it and put it in my IG stories if you guys are interested in seeing that moment. But it absolutely happened, okay? But yeah, y'all talk to me in the comments and let me know what y'all think about all of this. Brit is, she hasn't had much to say since Kenya's confessional video came out last night. She did make this post though, saying sometimes your village is just you and your husband, and that's okay. So she's letting people know that she feels very, very alone outside of her husband. She doesn't feel like she has the support of her cast or maybe even some of the fans. And then she also posted this message saying, to those who don't play about me, I love you. And then at the very bottom, she put Team Brit, hashtag Team Brit. Let me blow this up in case you can't see it. Hashtag Team Brit. But yeah, y'all talk to me in the comments and let me know what y'all think about all of this that's going on as of right now. Are you Team Kenya or are you Team Brit or are you neutral? Let me know that too, okay? Hit the like button, share the video, you guys. Follow me on all of my platforms at DYANAROZAY. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel too. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I'll check you on the next one.